Well, today we actually have a great conversation put together for you all. And this is going to be a conversation guided by Kim. How many of you have worked with a custom builder in the past with a client? Awesome. It's a different experience, right? And we've talked about recently around this idea of unreasonable hospitality, how we can upgrade the client experience, right, from end to end. And one of the things that I appreciate about the custom builders that we are partnered with is that I really believe they do their best to enhance the client experience throughout the process. And so I'm excited to hear from this panel today, but go ahead and give a hand for our builders. And Kim, maybe you just give us a little background into why this conversation is so important and your role.
Okay, cool. All right. First of all, thank you for everyone being here. I'm super excited that they all three agreed to this. Kind of begged them all. Just kidding. They're excited to be here. Anyway, I am on the ALC this year. I feel honored to have been asked to be part of the agent leadership committee. And with that, we get to offer cool things like this, bring this to the table for everyone. What did you ask me to say? Okay, cool. This is not my favorite spot to be in. I don't like to be in the spotlight. But I read something that said the inside like nerves that are, that's like your little cheerleaders inside of you. So I'm going to take that and run with it. Anyway, I got into the custom building with Bart, who I represent. He's in the middle here. And we actually met at a sauna cold plunge. And so couldn't be a more awkward place to meet somebody that you decide to go into business with. So anyway, but Chris and I were there and we started chatting and I asked Bart, I said, hey, do you have it? Or said, wait, what do you do? And I said, do you have anyone that you're working with as your agent? And anyway, that's kind of how it all came about. We got together and chatted with the team and how we could help him out and how we could work together. It's been a really fun road and I've been working together for a couple of years now. So that's how I got in. But let me introduce you to these guys. We've got Kurt Antonino here with Green Tech Construction, which is absolutely incredible. I hope everyone has walked through one of his homes. If not, make sure you do so. Bart Amundsen with Amundsen Construction. He has been, and I'm going to let you introduce yourselves. But then we also have Eric Harper with Valor Homes. And he's also done parade homes along with Kurt. And Bart and I are hoping to get a parade going here too. So anyway, that's how I got involved with custom building. And I saw that a few of you have worked with a custom builder or had an experience in the past. We're hoping that you'll jump on the opportunity with your clients and use one of these great guys moving forward. And we're going to talk about how that process works. Kurt, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
All right, sounds good. So I'm actually just upstairs. If you just go to past the bathrooms, you see my door that says Green Tech down the side. So I started Green Tech in 2010. The most amazing time to get into construction. But we are surviving just fine. So just a little background. I have 4 kids. I've got one kid on a mission in Chile, one about ready to graduate, and he's going to Henderson, Nevada mission, which actually is my mom lives in that mission. Oh. So it's kind of interesting. I've got a 14-year-old girl that just made the high school cheer team. So it was super hard for her. And then I've got a 12-year-old son. I live in Spanish Fork and kind of background in construction. I actually framed for 15 years and then started building homes.
All right. My name is Bart Amundsen. Thanks, Clay and Kim, for putting this on, giving us an opportunity to meet you guys. I actually started my business in Wyoming 21 years ago, Rock Springs, Wyoming. I still work there. I go up there once a week. We have a subdivision up there that we have a model home and we sell out of. But here in Utah, I wanted to make it more custom, and it's just me. I'm going to be at every meeting, every house. I love to build. I love to create. And in Wyoming, it became kind of more of a track home type of a situation, and wasn't given the opportunity to create awesome fun spaces that I love to do. That's why I got into construction. I'm a finished carpenter by trade, so I love detail. I love finish work. Personally, I have 4 daughters. One that is in Nicaragua right now on a humanitarian mission. I have a junior, or excuse me, a sophomore at Corner Canyon, and then also have a cheerleader that just made it to Corner Canyon and Draper. And then a little one my little sporty girl, she is coaching her softball right now, and I coach her basketball. But I'm super excited. New to this area. I grew up in Utah, and that's why I wanted to come back here and start building, be closer to family. But yeah, we're excited to work with Kim and you guys to get a bunch of houses going and to create some awesome fun spaces. So
Switch place.
yeah, so
I
yeah,
grew up in Wyoming in Green River, which is 12 miles from Rock Springs.
yeah.
So
I think I have double mics now. So, Eric Harper with Valor Homes. I grew up in the construction industry. My dad was a tile contractor. So I grew up doing tile work, finishing basements. I framed too for several years. I broke my back framing, so I got out of framing. And focused on my degree, got a degree in construction management. And then when I graduated, I started as like an estimator and draftsman for Edge Homes, and where it worked for them for a lot of years, learned a lot of the processes, efficiencies. And then my uncle pulled me away to run his custom home company, Cottle Homes. And in the year and 3 months that I was with my uncle, I was running his company. I built 25 homes for him up north, like Weber County, Davis County, and 10 homes down here in Utah County. So 35 homes in that year and 3 months, and it was just me doing everything. I was doing the marketing, the sales, the drafting, the project managing, and the designing. Like literally ran the company. But then decided I was going to go out on my own. So I started Valor Homes, and we're eight years this year that we've been in business. I think I've built about 160 homes now in that ballpark. I married. We had our 20th anniversary last year, me and my wife, and we have 4, as well as 4 kids. Oldest is a senior, getting ready to graduate. Got a freshman, a 7th grader, and a 4th grader who's in cheer as well. So we got cheer's crazy. Oh my gosh.
competition cheers crazy.
Yes. But guys, I love construction. I'm passionate about it. It's what I do. It's what I love. And no, excited to be here. I guess one other thing, I'm actually the president this year of the Utah Valley Home Builders Association. So get involved as realtors. I'd say get involved with the HBA. There's a lot of good things that happen through there. It's a great organization. We're supposed to say hobbies. I love boating, biking, and anything outdoors.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Did you want to say something, Clay? Go ahead.
I'm Kim's assistant today, the co-moderator. And what I thought would be good is you've got a room full of realtors here. And I think I can kind of speak on behalf of a lot of us here that custom builders are a unique thing for us. It's pretty straightforward when we go to a production builder. We have a menu to choose from. We have a price disclosed before we even walk in the door. That's a little different than the custom experience. I'm wondering, just as we're diving right into it, if I could kind of ask a question I think a lot of people here might have, and that is simply about the process
on like what is different about building custom compared to production? And then to kind of piggyback that question, what makes you maybe a little different than some of the other custom builders that are out there?
Oh, I did.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so first,
Go for
the
it.
first question, the custom home experience as opposed to a track or what'd you call it? Production home builder.
Production, yeah.
Is it's definitely more involved with the client where you're having at least for me, I have a meeting up front to kind of get their wants and their needs and it's really important to know their price point, right? I got to know where they want to be, what they're looking for, and how much they want to spend. And then we can kind of gear the house to their wants and to their needs. That first conversation that we have, it's usually at one of my homes or where they can walk through and kind of see what we can do and how we do certain things. And then once I kind of get a feel for what they want, then we can give them a custom experience geared to what they want to do, as opposed to if you go in Wyoming, that's what I do is production build. So I have a model home, I have a set of plans, I got a set of upgrades, and then they have a price like Clay talked about. But as a custom home, they're looking for something more. They're looking for their dream home that they've wanted, that they've been saving up for the whole entire lives, or their Pinterest board, all their ideas they want to do. We want all those ideas. We want to put that together to make it a unique, beautiful custom home for exactly what they're looking for. And that is the location, the land where they want to be, the views that they want, the floor layout they want, the landscaping. We want to provide the whole entire experience all the way through. What would set me apart here in Utah, it's going to be just me. So I have 21 years of experience. I've built over 500 homes, all different price ranges, anywhere from 250,000 up to 5 million. And again, I'm kind of OCD. My guys say I'm really OCD. I pay attention to the details and the finished work. So me at every single meeting, every single conversation, every single problem, it's just me. I don't want to grow to the point where I have a bunch of superintendents. I've done that in Wyoming. That's what I do in Wyoming. But here this is to create awesome, beautiful houses, more high-end, super custom. That's what I'm looking to do. So.
You want to go, Eric?
I don't care.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, I've been in both industries, production and custom. And when I was in production, I was like the custom option guy, the go-to guy. And I pretty much had like a no stamp that I would just say, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. And then to come into the custom world, like we do everything, guys. We do anything you want. Like we can build anything in this world, right? With money. And, but like, I've had a retractable roof to hide some guy's helicopter that we were bidding out. I'm like, I think they're going to notice you flying in, right? But it just like crazy stuff. So that's kind of the big difference. Like, guys, the sky's the limit on what we can do in custom. But what sets us apart? This is one I was kind of looking at this. We've been trying to revamp our whole pre-construction process and really focus on the experience. And as a builder, like, I mean, there's a lot of builders out there. Like all builders can build a home, but at Valor, we're focusing on the experience because like people are going to remember their building experience, the whole process from beginning to your C of O, your final warranty walkthrough, even like year after warranty is done, just like that experience is what we're focusing on. They're going to remember that a lot more than maybe a caulk joint that cracked or something, But if you can give them a good hands-on, stress-free, heartfelt experience, I guess that's what helps us stand out. There you go.
All right, so I'm not going to parrot everything else they said. I'm just going to get what makes me different because they did a great job of saying the process. The biggest thing that makes me different is our name is Green Tech. We build every home energy efficient. We focus on how we build it and how it comes together. We don't focus on the individual components. We want to build it as everything together that works, as system. So, but what the one thing is that most people won't ever know that the house is built a certain way because it just looks like any other home. So I just got done with, a lot of you guys walked through a house in Alpine. It had everything imaginable with indoor air quality in mind. And no one will ever know that that house is the way it is just because the way we hit it or we designed it. And so, and also I am also the on-site job superintendent as well. One thing I'll also say is that we do focus on the experience. My assistant that's up in the office right now, she was a past client of mine and she decided that she liked me enough to come work for me. So it's kind of
Awesome.
neat.
That's awesome. As you can tell, we've got three incredible guys and three awesome builders. So a lot of times it also comes down to, what is your client, who do they gel with? What's a good fit? Bart and I have talked about this quite a bit. We want to work with people that feels like this is a solid fit, and it's a lot of time that gets spent with this person. You're a year together or maybe even a little bit longer. And so it's kind of cool to be able to, have three people at your fingertips. What do you think how would you say, what type of person is going to be the best fit to do a custom build when we're talking price point? Because there is a place for production building and then there is a place for custom homes. We all know that land is expensive right now. Dirt is not cheap here in Utah anymore. And so it's tricky to find the lot. And what are we looking at price wise? Because if somebody says, well, I want to build a custom home, how does that starting point happen? Like, what's the least amount of money we could start with? I mean, I don't even know how to say this quite right.
Yeah.
Can poor people build a custom home? No. So, I know that we're probably, from everything I've looked at, we're now probably the least expensive lot is going to be 320 maybe if we're lucky, but just depending on where we're at in the valley. But where does that put us?
I'll go start.
Go. For it.
Like kind of the cheapest that I can build a home for right now is about 550 to 600,000. I just finished one up in Indianola area.
Structure itself.
Yeah, the structure itself, that's sticks and bricks, we'll call it, not without lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
So keep that in mind, you guys.
but this
because
thing's-
this is a big thing, right?
Yeah,
So-
this is like the cheapest, and it was a very, very simple, not a lot of, frills in it. And it was only it was 3 levels, so basement, main, and upper. It was 900 square feet, pretty much each floor. And I think we ended up being about 530, 550 for it. That's like the cheapest that I can build it for. And we were even struggling a little bit with that, but we were able to do it. The biggest, I think for custom guys, the biggest thing we're looking for is people, one, has realistic expectations of what they're going to build, the size versus the cost. Because we get a lot that says, I actually had one that came in they had a 7,000 square foot home and they wanted to build it for $1 million. And I said,
Not happening.
yeah, I'm sorry. You need to shrink that by about 3,000 square feet. So that's kind of one of my biggest things. I'll just let these other guys share on some of others.
Okay. I mean, so it's been crazy to be in the building industry for, over the last 10 years, it's just been nuts. And I mean, I've built as cheap as like 245,000, but it was a 1,300 square foot home in Santaquin, and we bought the lot for 45K. It was a 1/3 acre lot in Santaquin for 45K. And so my build cost $200,000, and we did it, but we're not there now. Like
2015, 2017.
yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah.
2016 is when I did that one. But most of our clients are starting around $1 million, up to $5 million. That's just ballpark where we're at. That's like with land, like your all-in price is what I would say. The tricky thing is can we build for like a less expensive home? Yeah, we can cut things and customize it, but most of our clients, they're not first-time home buyers. They're second, third, or their final house, like this is what they want. And so they're not looking for a first-time home product either. And so like Chris has said, like most of the homes, they're like, I want 2,000, and they end up being like 8,000 square feet, or I want 9, and now you're at 15,000 square feet. Guys, like this just isn't, your cost goes up when you make a bigger home, right? So just a lot of common sense there, I guess. I don't know.
Bart and I just went through that last night. We've got a client that is they're building in Summit Creek. And we were laughing about it because he's trimming down and he's redlining things and saying, okay, and it's like a smidgen of, and I just started laughing. I said, this is so crazy, because you think, what's the big deal? Just bump it out a little bit. But every square foot costs money.
Yeah. Well,
And so
this client in Provo, we're gonna demo. He has 2 lots, and we're gonna demo. And he started like, I really want a sub basement with a 20-foot ceiling, pickleball court.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then just before the meeting with the architect, he's like, Eric, quick question. Like I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, is it that much more to add 2 pickleball courts? He's like, is it double? Is it less? I'm trying to do this. And then like, I jump on the meeting with the architect, and he's like, well, ideally I'd like 3 to 4 pickleball courts in the basement. I'm like, okay, dude, you gotta. So I was just chuckling in the back, but it's like, where do you want to be? Like, we can do this within your budget, but you gotta, understand that when you get bigger, it costs more. So
exactly. What would you,
2, we're at 2 right now.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. We're just meeting with them here yesterday. So
So are you guys cost plus, like, or how do you do your pricing and how do you determine it? Is it cost plus or how do you guys like to do it?
Sure. Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you guys are saying, like square footage is what really drives up price. And also, I would say bring us your people that are looking at building with more of a track builder, and let's just compare, because sometimes you'd be surprised like what those track builders are charging for their upgrades.
oh yeah.
We can actually match those prices, and a lot of times I can beat those prices and give you a much better quality and a more custom experience than what they have to offer. Then lastly too, like if a house on the market is a certain price per square footage, we really can't build for cheaper than what the houses on the market are, right? Like we're pretty much in line with what the market is doing. And then to your question about
cost plus?
cost plus. So I'm not a pure cost plus. I have a kind of a base price for the finishes that I provide, and then I give allowances for certain areas where I know that the homeowner gives them the freedom to kind of go up and down with the choices they make. And then I will charge a certain percentage of the build price as my builder fee packaged in there. So I'm trying to be super transparent with all of the allowances where they have the choices to make it custom. Like I don't give them every single item across the board, because I don't want them out there counting how many 2x4s my guys threw in the garbage can, or know. So I on the items where like appliances, cabinets, flooring, finish work, those will have allowances where they are allowed to pick certain items, see the actual bill, and understand exactly what they're paying for. So
Eric and Kurt, are you both similar to that, or what does that look like for each of you?
We are fixed costs. So fixed price is what we've done both. And but we're trying to like put our flag in the ground, or just say, hey, this is what we do. Yes, we bend it for some clients who come in and want to be cost plus, and they're paying cash on a $3 million home. So I'm like, okay, we'll work with that. But yeah, I would say 99% of all of our stuff is fixed price.
I am cost plus. I do it a little bit different. So when I build my estimate, let's say lands at 2 million, the builder's fee is X. I usually freeze that unless they go over like $100,000. So
Does anyone else have some questions that are just kind of brewing inside of you right this minute? Let's just pop in and answer a couple of those. Yeah, for sure. And we'll touch on that. I just know that sometimes it's like you get antsy going, oh, I want to touch on this right now.
Okay, so I have a client who wants to build a 5,000 square foot house fully finished. What's a realistic budget for them? Thinking like Valor quality, because I've seen Valor homes.
Yeah. I'd say is that just build cost?
But that's build cost.
Out the door price.
Yes.
So no lot with no lot. So
Flat
let's
lot,
do-
slope lot.
I'd say with no lot, 5,000 square foot, plan on $1 million. And then plus the lot, whatever that is. Finger to the wind.
Kind of agree with that,
Yeah.
close to that. And then again, it's gonna be tailored to what they want, right? If you have theaters, swimming pools, all those things will
Yeah.
start to go crazy.
I'll be about anywhere from about 225 to 300 square foot.
Yeah.
One question I would like to ask too is what's the typical timeline from start to finish? That's, we've found the lot. We're building with you, Kurt. And what's our timeline? What are we looking at? We're going to build this custom home, say it's 5,000 square feet. What are we doing?
So I will always say from when we get it out of the city and we get concrete in the ground. So footings, I've had some cities take a year to approve stuff, 6 months, less. But so I will say about on a house like that from about 8 months to 12 months from city approval.
Okay.
Yeah, similar timeline, but about 8 to a year on a 5,000 square foot house.
Yeah, we're 9 to 12 from dig to your C of O is 9 to 12 months. Depends on the size of the house. If you're like the 15,000 square foot homes that we're doing, we might go a little over 12 months, but the pre-dig, like we're typically like 3 to 4 months ish on average of drawn up plans. We like to have all of our design selections all buttoned up, and then obviously engineering, permitting. It's like, I'd say 3 to 6 months.
Okay. Do clients, when they come to you, do they typically already have a lot or how does that work? And even just thinking about all of you are agents here. So you have a client. Are these agents coming to you with a lot already purchased, or what do you guys typically do with that?
So typically, in my experience so far, I've only been in Utah for 2 years. They do not have a lot. And a lot of that is in the first conversations, like where's their budget? That's going to kind of take them to where they're going to build, right? So like we have one in Alpine, the lot was $850,000. Then, so if their budget all in is 1.5 million, we're going to push them maybe to another, more affordable lot, closer to $300,000 or $400,000 lot. So typically, Kim's been great. She helps us find the lot, and then we'll start the process lot all the way through from the very beginning.
Is that what Bryce and how are you doing? Are you finding the lots for everybody too, typically, or okay?
It's a mixed bag for us.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both. But one thing I was going to say, so we have clients come to us with lots, or we help clients find lots as well, or we work with agents to help find lots. One thing I was going to say is like, and what should agents know about that step? That not all lots are created equal. You got utilities, city requirements, you got slope, you got soils, you got permit costs. Like Salem, where did she go? Salem City, is the most expensive. She's not hearing me, but it's the most expensive city for permits. My last permit was $72,000
Provo next.
in Salem. What?
Provo next.
Highland.
Highland,
Highland.
and then, yeah, I don't know these other. Provo's up there though.
I would say also be really careful on what city you choose. Some cities are a nightmare to deal with and some are a little bit less. So,
Linden,
Linden, I mean, AF
Highland.
is historically a shit show. Sorry to say. They are the worst. They have always been.
South Jordan
South Jordan,
is up
yeah.
there.
Draper City.
Worse.
I love it. Draper's awesome. Mapleton's been great for me. Mapleton's been great.
Lehigh, I love.
Lehigh's been fine.
Orem.
Yeah,
is
Orem.
decent. Provo's not bad. They're just, the permits are getting expensive.
Yeah. So like my experience with some of the cities, like I said, I'm building a house in Draper, and with the lot specific, the owner came to us with the lot on top of Suncrest. Draper has a third party geo-engineer that has all the authority but no responsibility, so he can dictate whatever he wants. And he drug my retaining wall permit out 6 months.
Jeez.
And it ballooned my cost from $100,000 to $200,000 on that wall. Plus the lot had another $100,000 of an over-X on it. So before you go lot shopping, it is probably wise to have a builder chosen.
I mean, to answer your question too, like Salem, yeah, they're the most expensive, but I actually love their office and their city inspectors. You will get a permit back in like a day, which is just crazy because most of them, I mean, the code is 14 days.
14 business days.
Business days, and they all interpret that differently. Well, we're closed Mondays. Oh, and we don't work half days Fridays. And so this is, now it takes 5 weeks, to get a permit. Salem, you're literally a day and you'll have your permit. It's the quickest $70,000 that they make. I'm like, oh my gosh. But
So let's talk about how agents do work with the builders. So let's talk about what's the best way for you to introduce your client to one of these builders. And then do we pay a buyer agent commission? So if you guys could answer that, that would be awesome. Because we definitely want them. Go ahead. Yes.
This is like the meaty question that I know is in a lot of your minds. And for years, I personally have struggled with it in my own business, where you've got that client that has come to you and said, hey, I want to spend $1.5 million on a home. And so you take them out and you look at 30 beautiful, amazing homes, and it takes months and months and months, and you cannot find what they're looking for. And you've spent so many hours with them. And then you come to the conclusion, we can't find an existing home that meets your needs. We might want to go custom. And then y'all know what I'm talking about. You get a little sick inside because they think, if they go custom, do I get pinched? Can I still earn all this? Can I still earn my commission when I've spent so much time with these clients? And there's horror stories out there of agents getting pinched, right? And so as Kim just asked, the question I would love to ask you guys is, A, do you take care of buyer's agents? Which we know the answer is yes, but I'd like your thoughts on it. But also B, we all know that custom builders pinch buyer's agents for a reason, and a lot don't earn their keep. So I'd like to know, how do agents right here in the room ensure that they are worthy and worth the agreement they have with their client, but in your eyes?
yeah, I'll just say a few things. We love agent buyers, buyers agents. We love agents in general. It says like, what's your ideal agent, or what does a great agent do to make your life easier? You stay engaged. You communication throughout the whole process. We worked with agents in a bunch of different ways. We have some agents who say, hey, do you know what? I got this one. I don't really want to be involved in the whole thing. Just give me like a referral fee. So we're like, okay, let's work something out, and we'll give you a referral fee. And then they're just kind of like teeing it up and saying, Tate, run with it. We have some that want to be involved throughout the whole process and that are great to work with. There's some, but the adverse questions like, and what should we avoid? There's still this one. I'll share this story, but there was this client, and he just had this agent who had sold a lot to him, and then he just kind of stayed involved throughout the whole thing, which I'm fine. But I remember like walking at Four-Way, and he would just be like, what is this crap? And like my electrician's there like putting it in, and he's just like belittling my electrician, and my electrician's like, dude, I want to punch this guy in the face. I'm like, kind of do too. Like, I'm like, guys, just be respectful is what I would say of like the subs and the builders and I don't want to like pat my own back, or our back, but we know a lot about construction, right? And so when an agent's coming in like belittling and talking down, that was probably the most frustrating one. But other than that, like we bring us buyers, I mean, we build a lot of spec homes and we build a buyer's agent commission in there for a reason, like, because we want you to bring us buyers and get these homes sold so we can build more and pay more agents, so there's.
I'll say on the buyer's side, the buyer's agent, have realistic expectations of what your commission is going to be. If you're going to be heavily involved, expect something different. If you're going to be, you show up to the contract and I never see you again, I would expect something different. So, which is fine. Like most of my clients, I actually never see their agent after the contract. And I think that's probably a good sign for me. But there is some times where the buyer agent probably should have kept their client more in check and said things, hey, that's unrealistic, or we can't be doing that, or hey, maybe you shouldn't call the builder at 9 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon or something like that. So I would just say, as a buyer's agent, we love you, we want you, but also expect on the service that you're going to provide is on the service that you're going to, the commissions you're going to receive.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with what these guys said. Is we definitely want you to bring your clients to us, and we want to build for them. We build specs also, so we're gonna bake in a commission for the buyer. And same thing, if you bring us your buyer, you stay engaged. The difference is if I have a homeowner that comes to me on their own, and you guys have been shopping every house in the neighborhood, but like you don't want to build, but they come to us, and then you come in later and step in and say, "Oh, that's my buyer." That's a different story than saying, "Hey, you bring them to us, and they want to build, right? But we want to pay you guys. We want to sell houses. So and as far as involvement goes, I'm very involved with every one of my clients. I don't need you at every meeting. You're more than welcome to come to every meeting. But I would say what the role of an agent would be in a build is just to help the clients if there's any disagreements, or to keep them happy, to keep them to kind of be that intermediary between the builder, between me and if there's problems, like don't exaggerate them, don't blow them up, like Kurt was saying, like don't, if they're upset about something, it's the process, right? Let's have a conversation, let's communicate, because it's never going to be, it's easy to fix, but don't be the one that blows it up. Hey, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So just keep them happy. That's what I would represent. And then also the contracts, the closing times, staying involved with with the sales or the financing to make sure that's all in line when it's ready to close. So it's ready to close when it's supposed to close.
I think it's a good point that you guys are making too about, blowing up something like, oh my gosh, what are they doing here? Because people always want to go out and see what's going on. I mean, people visit their homes during the process so many times because it's exciting. And if you as an agent are going out there with your client, and Clay's actually really taught me this along the way too, just like keep everything at bay, help your client feel comfortable and happy with the process. If you legitimately have a real question, go to your builder, talk to them, and just say, hey, I just was wondering about this. And at least you can come back and then go be the hero and tell your client, oh no, they've got it taken care of. And even if it was something that maybe got missed, they're like, hey, thanks for pointing that out. But you don't have to, make the builder look like an idiot, especially because they're probably not. But always be the hero and go and find out the answers. And so do you have a?
Well, I was just going to say, like, you should be advocating for your clients. Like, don't get me wrong there, but it's just advocate for your builder as well is what I would say. Cause like I've had agents that are really good at doing that, you know, kind of, and the best agents I would say are good at doing that, advocating for both sides and saying, you know what, I get what you're saying there. That's a great question. Let me ask the builder. I bet he has a good answer for that, you know, and you just go back and forth to be like, oh my gosh, that builder's an idiot, you know, like, then we're gonna be like, no, we're not. Like, I know I'm dumb, but because I'm in construction, right? But anyways,
Well, I think you guys could see that we've got three incredible builders here. Custom home building is super fun. It's exciting. We'd love to have you bring your clients and take a look at what custom home building could look like for your clients. And I'm going to ask one last question. If we have someone here in the room, because we're coming to time here and we could talk a long time about all of this. But if we have anyone in the room that has a client that's ready to start the custom build process, what do they need to do with their client now? Are we sitting down with you? Are we,
yeah,
where are we taking this?
schedule a meeting with, I mean, Bryce can get a meeting and we'll do our intro meeting and kind of tell them about our whole process and what we do as a builder and what we can offer. And we kind of, you weigh each other out to see if we're a good fit, you know, it kind of goes both ways, but yeah, just reach out to us and we'll schedule a meeting.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions? Because we are noon and we do have food in the back. Thank you for our sponsor for that. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah.
I'm going to add one thing on builders. Definitely talk to builders. You need to date them and we need to date you. It's very important because not everybody's going to fit. So like these other two, they're great guys. They build great homes, but they may not be the right fit. I may not be the right fit. So talk, and just kind of fill people out because personalities are different. Most of us are probably using the same subs. I mean, I bet you Eric and I have 50% of the same subs.
Sure. Yep.
So, but I would just say talk, fill them out, date them.
Subs like me more, but
but yeah, I mean, he look at that. He's a handsome guy. He's got more hair than I do.
there you go.
So that's the last thing.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say I can really answer my own question too, because each one of these guys has an agent that represents them. So contact either Bryce with Valor, Clay with Kurt, and me for Bart. And just like you would like shopping loans for people, when you say, hey, shop around, see what works best for you. And like you're just saying, see who you fit with. I mean, they all build incredible homes. Super excited that you guys all let me beg you to be here today. So thank you.
Happy to be here.
And I was a little worried because I was like, oh, do they really want to come? But this is awesome. And do you have a question, Spencer?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say
Can I tell a secret?
I'm at 350.
Oh man, that's like my life goal.
It's actually a professional arm wrestler.
I did
Legitimately.
275,
I don't compete anymore.
Anyway.
but I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. I got a bolt in my arm.
Great. Please give them a hand. Awesome. Thank you, Kim.
We done?
Great job. Thank you,
Sure.
guys. Awesome. Thank you all for being here today. Before we wrap up and jump to lunch, we're going to do our raffle. And to pass this while we're getting this ready. Do you want a drum roll?
Yeah, drum roll.
This is for the $1,000 giveaway. Stan!
Dan, he's the man.
You want to do a recap of what it is? We weren't here at the beginning.
Yes, it's a one-night stay up at Blue Snowbird, I'm like, blue. Snowbird and a couples massage and $100 gift card to a restaurant up there. So I'm sure you'll put it to good use. And can I say this? Stan did $1,000. Thank you, Stan. Yeah, thank you.